hottest and driest places in the country has an unexpected visiting attraction right now. The Badwater Basin in Death Valley National Park is usually a dry, salt flat bottom. Take a look here. But it has actually received enough water to form an unexpected lake. It began in August when heavy rain from Hurricane Hilary saturated the area and temporary lake formed. Months later, those satellite images you saw from NASA show the lake is still there. It was replenished by the string of powerful storms that have hit California of late. In the past 6 months, Death Valley has received nearly 5 inches of rain, more than double that amount that usually falls over 12 months. I just read an article that says you can now go kayaking in Death Valley.
Which is just bizarre to think about, isn't it? So we actually have a Death Valley aficionado. You might not have known that. Dirk Verdorn absolutely loves Death Valley. I bet you'd love to see it like this.
It would be fun, and that's one of the things when you go visit Death Valley, you can see, because it's so dry, there's hardly any vegetation there, and you can see how the water has shaped the valley, and you always wonder, at least I do, it'd be just amazing to see when you get these storms that come through and you do get the rain, to just see how that flows, and it just cuts into the soil and the rock, and it's just amazing. But what we're talking about is Badwater Basin. Badwater Basin sits at about 282 feet below sea level, and so when it does rain, of course, water rolls downhill. So you think, okay, well, all that water's got to run down to the lowest spot, which is the lowest spot in North America, Badwater Basin. But the problem is there's typically not any water down there because it's so dry, it's so hot, it evaporates so quickly. But because of the recent rains that we've had, there's a lake there currently, and they've unofficially named it Manly Lake, and it's about 6 miles long, 3 miles wide right now, and about a foot deep. There's actually people, as you mentioned, that kayak there. And the reason for this is because typically during the rain season, they only receive about 2 inches of rain. Well, over the past 6 months, it's been almost 5 inches of rain, so about 2.5 times what they typically see in a whole season, and that's why that water has accumulated in Badwater Basin. Of course, it's not going to last forever. In fact, more than likely, it's going to be completely gone by April. But if you want to go there before then and enjoy this and just see something that's a little unusual, doesn't happen very often, go see the lake there in Death Valley. So that's what's...
All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Abishai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders, the apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Right. And you measure the times via watching the news, man, because the news are the prophecies. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, so this Death Valley is turning into Life Valley, especially with all the storms and stuff that's going on, man. You might start to see, well, if time was to continue, you know, with everything that's going on, that probably turned into a tropical forest, rainforest or some shit, man. You know, but we coming to the end of Esau's kingdom. That's why you see things of this nature happening, man. That's just a sign that we at the end, man. It says, let me see. Verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the end was already being taught in the beginning of the scriptures. And now we come to an end, which is really the end of Esau's kingdom. For like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and the end is manifest. And that's what we see going on with these prophecies going to pass, man. You know, Esau think that, the regular Edomite think that this kingdom going to continuously go on forever. But that ain't the case, man. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, right? So through the Spirit and power, how about Shema Shai, starting from the apostles on down, we've been saying events of such these natures is going to happen, even worse events yet to come. And all these storms and things that's happening, on the scale that is happening and record breaking and all that, that's a sign, man, of the end, man. And it's actually the bringing into the kingdom of heaven when Jacob takes over rule, man. And the kingdom of heaven is established forever. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, which is the Bible, for they are faithful and true, right? And you can see it happen right before your face. Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity, which is the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right, man? So if you don't believe that the Lord prophecies are coming to pass and that he's on his way back and that, he has a chosen people versus all the other people that he don't deal with, other nations in particular, and then even a chosen amongst the elect, man. I mean, a chosen amongst his people, then you're going to die here, man. It says, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right? And the plagues is all these water events, man, all these floods and stuff. And people are dying from these floods. They're not going to put a lot of that in the news. You can't trust the news as much as you think you can, even though you're figuring all this information out and it's happening so much, man. They still hide stuff, man. I'm going to read that again. 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right, because all the wickedness that's going on, man, that's why this world is like this. That's why this world is coming to an end. It's Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise and storm and tempest and flame of devouring fire. Right, so this is a prime example of what them storms have brought to pass, man. Right, you got to you got to critically think. Use your mind when these events happen. These storms is bringing about floods, bringing about death. Like they said, moving rocks and all that, all types of stuff is going on behind these floods happening, man. Behind these storms happening, man. Where it's flooding at, and other regions where it used to flood at probably drying up and fire starting and stuff, man. And where it's drought at, now it's floods and water and new growth of vegetation and stuff like that. Flowers and grass and stuff like that, man. That's how the Lord is working this, but that's all Bible prophecy. But eventually, America is going to be destroyed, man. See, America is not going to be built back up, man. So this place is being pounded by prophecies and everything. And the last prophecy is going to be the nuclear missiles, So I can bear with me. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 1. Thus said Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners. They shall fan her and shall empty her land. And what's going to empty the land of Babylon? Nuclear missiles, man. Just because you got all these floods and all these weather events happen doesn't mean that the Lord going to flood the world again, man. The Lord just killing people off and, bringing about certain other prophecies with this event, man. But the end result of America is going to be thermonuclear missiles. It says, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Right, during the battle of Armageddon, man. It says, against Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, the bow, nuclear missiles, the brigandine, his armor. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Right, so everybody that's left here in America after the Lord has beamed his elect up, are going to be hit by them thermonuclear missiles, man. America has no future. So all these migrants coming over here trying to live the American dream, and you got articles of them believing that that's still going on over here in America, that you can live the American dream. They only coming over here to either be delivered, saved because they're part of the elect, or to get judgment, because a lot of the areas that they coming from might not even be hit by thermonuclear missiles. See, that's how cold the Lord is, really. Your land ain't finna get hit by thermonuclear missiles, but the Lord got you traveling to a land that is going to be hit by thermonuclear missiles. Because you got a lot of these migrants that they already going through all types of hell and whatnot, and they eventually gonna take that chip because it's worse of hell to come. America gonna end up worse than their countries. And then the nuclear missiles gonna hit, So they come here for judgment. This is Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call the lands after their own names. Right. So America was named after a white man, a Caucasian, an Edomite, according to the Bible. And they think that their house is going to continue forever, man. But this is the end of their society. The elites know that this place is done, but the regular peon people don't really know what's going on in depth, like how the elites know. That's why the elites keep trying to run. That's why they're gonna run and hide too. But with that being said, man, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.